All right, guys, we're gonna get into after the hype for the Max Pro. I'm still hyped, like real talk, I really am. Let's check this video out. What's going on, guys? It's your man Jay Will. So we got the ZTE ZMax Pro in the house. There's a lot of different variants of this phone. Like some things are different about it, but nothing can take the place of these nice rose gold accents and the 6-inch screen, the fingerprint reader. All those things mean a lot. We're gonna get into this device real quick and tell you how I feel about it after having it for a full 24 hours. I mean, I really hammered it home and I'm really excited about this device. So with all things though, the hype does wear off pretty quickly, and you realize that you find out a lot about a phone within 24 hours. And there's a lot about this phone that I did find out, primarily positive things. I've got several videos up on it, but let's get into the tech specs real quick. Just kind of go, just a quick refresh. I'm not gonna go down the list again, but it's got a 6-inch 1080p IPS display, 13 megapixel rear camera, 2 gigs of RAM. It runs the Snapdragon 617. It's got 3,400 milliamp hour battery. And another thing that stands out is it's got a fingerprint reader. Now there's some discrepancies or not on whether this is a metal chassis or a metal frame. Personally, I don't care because the price point is really, really good. 5 megapixel on the front. And I think that's probably it that I want to talk about as far as specs go. Now, it does have a fingerprint reader, and the fingerprint reader you can see there, I use it so you can see kind of, you know, how fast it is, or, you know, whether you think it's fast or not. I think that's good enough. I don't have a problem with the fingerprint reader. But what I do have some dislikes about, and I talked about this already, I don't know if I did it in another video or not, but it's kind of one of my pet peeves is the 5 gigahertz band. Now it doesn't matter because this phone does run on LTE and it runs on T-Mobile's network. It's Metropcs, but it does have Wi-Fi. And I'm gonna turn off, put this in airplane mode because I don't want it beeping a lot. Where's airplane? There we go. All right. So it does have the 2.4 gigahertz band, and that's good enough. But you know, it is what it is. It's got Wi-Fi at least. I was hoping for the 5 gigahertz band, but it's not a deal breaker. It's just a little bit slower than I'm used to. But something else that I've noticed, this phone does have, now there's this, I made a separate video about this, but this is after the hype. So these are things that have happened and I found out since having the device for 24 hours. Shout out to Paul Tech. And shout out to Lance Tech. I checked his video out too. I didn't know about Lance Tech until after I made my video, and then after someone commented about him on Paul's video. But we talked about it. Me and Paul talked about it. I put a video up. It's all love. But the YouTube app on here has some issues playing 1080p at 60 frames per second. And so for me, it's not a deal breaker, and it shouldn't be for anybody at this price point. But that is something to be aware of. Paul made a good point. The YouTube app has trouble playing it, but you can play 60 frames per second through the browser, and it fills up the screen like you can't even tell that it's you know, using the browser when you turn it on. So that's just an issue or something that I ran into that I thought was unique. Other than that, you know, I tested out the speaker. The speaker is actually really loud, and I'm gonna get into that right now. I'll put a video on real quick so you can kind of get a feel. Shout out to MKBHD. I was rocking with his earlier. I was watching his note video. It's all love. We're gonna go back online real quick. Shout out to My Project 13 and Night Tech Reviews. You guys are all doing it big over there. We're gonna get into a video real quick. And I'm gonna show you the speaker because the speaker is loud actually. Even though it's a rear mounted bottom firing speaker, it's actually pretty loud. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and play a video here that's got a little bit of music in it. You know, it don't even have no music in it. Let's just play something. Let's just play this video. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay Will. So today is the day that the Samsung Galaxy Note 7 is announced, and T-Mobile has decided to release. You can see the quality of the video, and you do have to cuff it a little bit to make it a little bit louder. But this is just me with voice, and I got it on full blast. So it is good in a small area. Even like right here, I can hear this, but you might not be able to hear it too well. But nonetheless, the speaker on here, you know, it's not so much a letdown. It's loud when depending on what you're doing. You know, music is pretty good on here. but it's not something that's gonna knock your socks off because it's a rear firing speaker. So, you know, after having this for a little while, I found myself just kind of keeping it on full blast because it's really not a loud speaker. It's loud, but it's not as loud as a bottom firing speaker. And you have to, when you cuff it, it does play a little bit. It's pretty good. You just have to trust me and try it yourself. It's not gonna knock your socks off, but it is loud depending on what you're listening to. I'll say it like that. Another thing I found out that I really enjoy is the cameras. The cameras on here, there's 13 megapixels on the back. I've already got a video sample up showing how good this is. I've got pictures in low light, sunlight, daylight, everything. Every kind of light, I got a picture up on it or some kind of transaction, some move on there showing you how good the camera is. Now, I will say, I video chatted on Skype with this front camera, with the Samsung Knights. I video chatted with them and it was super clear. I video chatted with Tony Pazzo. I video chatted with him, it was super clear. I shot front-facing video, it's super clear. The front cameras on phones, for some reason, is getting good. Because I think companies are getting into this selfie thing. Now, I don't take selfies, but sometimes I'll snap a picture of me and my wife. We're doing something, I'll lean over and take a picture, or, you know, the kids or something. I don't know, I'll do something real fast, but I don't really do a lot of selfies. But front cameras are getting really good. Phones like the Sony Xperia Z X8 Ultra, the X8 Ultra, shout out to Night Tech Reviews and TK, and my Project 13, they rocking with that phone right now, and it's actually pretty hot. The front camera has OIS and the rear camera doesn't. That's crazy. The rear camera on this one does have video stabilization, so I'm pretty excited about that. I think it's a good move on them, but the front camera is beast mode too, man. It's really nice. There's no denying that the front camera on here is nice. I learned a lot about the battery on here after having this phone for a while. So when I took it out of the box, it was at 92%. And I've charged it. I'm on my third charge right now. So I intentionally worked it hard today to see how well it will hold up. I ran it down to 12% or 13%, and I took a screenshot. And I'll show you how much screen on time I got when doing that. So I'm on my third charge right now, and I'm at 87%. I'll just tell you, this phone is a beast on the battery. So my first charge from 92% down to like 4%, I think it was, I got 5 hours and 38 minutes of screen on time. And that was throughout the full day. It lasted me to the end of the day. So here's what happened today, or from the last charge that I did. Let me get into photos here. And I'm gonna show you, I took a screenshot right before it was, I like gallery apps, man. I think I got a gallery app on here. I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm pretty sure this has the gallery app because I remember seeing a gallery app. Yeah, here we go. I took a screenshot of the battery. So here is the battery at 5% left, 5 hours and 38 minutes of screen on time. Next, here is what I got today. I had 13% left, and it says 6 hours and 3 minutes of screen on time. Now I think on the other charge that I had, where I grabbed when it had 5 hours and 40 minutes, pretty much I grabbed like another, I don't know, 15 minutes or so, or 30 minutes. So this phone can definitely do a long battery. It can last for days, man. It just depends on how you're gonna use it. So I tell you what, the battery life on here is a boss. Oh, and I'm gonna show you one more thing on the benchmarks. I benchmarked this phone next to my G4 that's over there. Now the benchmarks on here, as you can see, these are some good scores. 744 for the single core and 3212 for the multi-core. That's pretty good because it runs the same processor as the Moto G4. So I'm learning a lot about this phone. Everything plays well on here. I haven't had any problems. I played a few basic games, but I'll have a gaming video up soon. But I just want to tell you, the ZTE ZMax Pro is a serious go. Now there's some people talking about the price saying, well, you know, it's not really $99 because you had to sign a contract or you had to buy a month's service. If you don't want to keep the service, cancel after the first one. But I'm going to do it the right way. And I'm going to show you the policy for unlocks from Metropcs. Here's Metropcs unlock policy. All you have to do is pay $99 for the phone and pay the bill for 3 months, and they unlock it for free, and then you can cancel. Now also, here's something that I could have done, but I just chose not to. I could have ported in the AT&T line. They would have gave me $100 off the phone. I would have got it for free basically, and then I would just paid the first month's bill. But I didn't have the AT&T account with me. I didn't even think about doing that until after I purchased. Shout out to that person who got this phone for $50 out of the door. He's been posting, I can't think of his name, but he's been posting about the port in. Well, where I'm at Metropcs, they give you $100 off. And I didn't even think about this until after I bought the phone because I was so excited to get it. I was like, you know, I'm just gonna get this, I'm gonna rock with it, and I'm gonna go. So even though I paid $99 plus the $30 a month, I've been using this services, and the service is actually pretty good because it's on T-Mobile's network. The calls, the unlimited talk and text, everything is flawless on there. Metropcs, they do a lot of calls to you for like, how's our service? I'm tired of doing that. I got a whole bunch of text messages already. I just started to ignore them because nobody has this phone number but my wife, and she hasn't called it because she calls my other number. I think I called her once on this phone today, called her at her office, and that's it. And she didn't answer because she was like, oh, it must be him probably. But nobody has his number, so it doesn't ring. Only thing I've been getting is text messages from Metropcs. So yeah, they call too much. Overall, man, web browsing on here, this 6-inch IPS display is 1080p. It is just freaking gorgeous. I have a black screen protector, a black wallpaper on here, and look at how black that is. The display is a 2.5D curved art glass. It's just a beautiful thing. This phone is big, but it's not that big to me because I have big hands. So all I can tell you is this phone is a definite win at $99 or $179 if you decide to just buy it full cost. Now you can pay for this phone full cost and then get it unlocked, but I don't know that procedure. I've only gone by what people told me on that. I showed you the unlock policy and it clearly says keep the phone for 3 months, pay the bill in good standing, and we'll unlock it for free. That's all it is. That's what it is. So right now, I'm rocking with this. I'm gonna rock it all the way to October, and then I'm gonna get it unlocked. Unless I can get an unlock code sooner, I'm gonna rock with this all the way to October. It's just $30, no taxes, all included. That's it. And furthermore, I like the service. If I didn't have T-Mobile for so long, with the T-Mobile, I would just be using this right here. If I wasn't a vlogger or a techie like I am, I could rock with this as my phone permanently. So it's your man Jay Will. After the hype with the Max Pro, yeah, I'm still hyped. I'll see you guys in the next video.